Tell me your story.
I was this close to dying from a brain abscess that was misdiagnosed.
Good to know people care, though.
For a lot of people, the MRIs are clear.
You said you had a lot to tell.
Oh, yeah.
Someone said,
I thought it was normal to have like seizures by yourself all the time.
You definitely will feel guilt a lot.
I so appreciate you putting this together.
thank you.
Yeah.
We usually start with, what are you taking? When was your last seizure? And when were you diagnosed?
Okay. So I am taking 450 lamotrigine twice a day. I'm taking 200 zonisamide twice a day. And right now they got me on a little bit of Topamax since I got out of the hospital to help me sleep.
I'm on
And then
lamotrigine 200. I was just
What
going
was
to,
that?
sorry, throw that out there. I'm on lamotrigine 2 times a day. So after this is done, I was going to ask you about that. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then I was diagnosed when I was a little bit after I turned 20. I started losing track of time really bad and forgetting who people were. And so my grandparents actually put a nanny cam in my bedroom and they found out I was having nocturnal seizures.
Sorry to hear that.
And then those eventually turned into tonic clonics, and then I don't know if you would call them like focal awares or where you kind of like just miss little blips.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're talking about. I've waken up other places and stuff.
Yeah, they're not very long. They're short. They're only maybe about like 10, 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've missed a bus stop doing that. I was like, I feel it coming, I feel it coming. And I was like, we're on the next stop. It's just the next stop. And when I came out of it, we had passed the stop. So I just
Yeah.
laughed it off. I was like, oh shit, all right.
Yeah,
Turn
the
the
tonic.
10-minute walk into a 16-minute walk.
Yeah, the
But,
tonic suck because I have about like 3 seconds after I hear it, and then I'm locked in and it's over. And then the last time I had a seizure was on I don't know if I would consider it a seizure. So I had one on Tuesday. I had one on Saturday. No, yeah, Saturday morning last weekend. Then I had 3 tonic clonics in a row that Saturday. Then I had another tonic clonic that Tuesday. Then my post-ictal phase was having some weird issues, so we went back to the hospital. They did a bunch of tests, released me, and then I was having issues with straining and vomiting, and I couldn't drink water and hold food down. And then that next Saturday that we just had, I was having a whole bunch of just convulsions and shaking. And so we ended up going back and they said that I had a seizure then. They weren't sure what kind, but
Yeah, that can definitely be frustrating, that initial diagnosis. And how often do you feel like when you go to the ER and you get discharged so soon afterward, it's just like best of luck? You don't
yeah,
really know what to expect.
luckily the last one this weekend on Saturday, they held me for observation, which was nice. And it allowed them to push up my EEG and my neurologist appointment. So it kind of lit a fire under their ass.
There you go.
Yeah. So that was kind of convenient there. But I just hate being in hospitals in general because it always leaves a crick in my neck.
Oh yeah, they do not have some memory foam pillows.
Yeah.
Now, curious though, this Topamax, you said that's a new one for you?
So it's just a temporary. So I don't
Okay.
know. It's I guess it would be similar to like a Valium.
Right.
It's like a low grade Valium. So it's just for nappy time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just a little nighttime sleep aid.
So what's your experience? Do you think you get enough information, do you feel like, about your medications? Especially the
So
ones you
I
have to be
have
on long term?
Yeah, so for those, when I got on them, I was having a lot of issues, kind of forgetting information and stuff, and I was moving a lot. So I was changing neurologists. And so what my current wife actually did, she went and got all the information from my neurologist and actually printed it out, and we have a folder, a binder of it, now. So when we change medications or things like that, we have a binder of what the medication is, the side effects, and not the exact like timings, but like when it needs to be taken during the day.
Do you keep like the little pill thing? I have one. Are you good at? Are you
So
forget your
so
pill
yeah,
box?
I got mine is I have it's a big ass box thing that's under my sink. It's a 30-day, and you can pull out the individual slots.
I just noticed that I thought it was Friday, so I took my Friday pill this morning instead of my Tuesday pill.
Yeah, I'm starting to lose track of the days right now too, because I just got put on medical leave.
Oh, where do you work?
I actually do sales for an industrial air compressor company.
Nice.
So we sell like really high horsepower air compressors, like in the hundreds of horsepowers. So it's usually in the oil, gas, and petroleum and manufacturing industry, like so forges that make like railroad tracks.
Hey Techno. For new people, we usually start with what are you taking? When were you diagnosed? And when was your last seizure?
Hi there, my name's Mary. How you guys doing?
All right,
Hey, how's it
yourself.
Doing
going?
great, thanks.
I came, Pookie, I came once before and it's very upsetting because I I still haven't I've been too scared to go to the neurologist again. But I'm taking right now, trying to control it, trying to see what my triggers are and tracking them and I'm having like 20 or 30 a day. It's um they're real small, but it just comes and comes and comes and comes. And it's stuff like metal mouth. It's stuff like I get goosebumps that go like down the side of my leg. And it'll just come, and my lips will go numb, and I'm not doing anything. In fact, I didn't even know that this is what it was until I got an MRI for something else, and I've got just this big lesion in my right hippocampus, and looks like it's eating quite a bit into the amygdala. And so, yeah, apparently I've had this probably all my life. I'm having a hard time coming to terms with it. I'm taking CBD. I do not take THC. I quit that because I had an addiction problem with that for something else. But I take CBD. It seems to help somewhat. Cutting out caffeine seems to help somewhat. Getting rest seems to help. I'm just trying to understand what the hell it is. And this has been a total mind fuck because I've got other issues. And I didn't even know this. It was because I was so clumsy. I've got cerebral palsy. This is all hypoxia. This is all in utero hypoxia. And so it was something else. I was clumsy and I couldn't fix it with Tai Chi or martial arts or whatever. And yeah, so that's and then on top of that, if that's not enough, now this was like 4 or 5 years ago, I've got a moderate autism diagnosis. I didn't even know. I just figured I was a nerdy girl. I didn't realize I was that impaired. And so I've got 3 things going. As you know, probably, Pookie, you're pretty well learned. A lot of people with autism and CP have got epilepsy of some sort. But yeah, I'm just, I think I'm having them all through the night. I get real hot and real cold, like 10 blankets isn't enough. I feel wind underneath. It's a total hallucination. So it's a total sensory hallucination. I mean, that just goes on and on and on many times a day, burning my brain out that I didn't even know. And then sometimes I'll get little twitches. Again, it's not serious like you guys have, but it's the fact that it consists mostly of my waking hours, and then the other neurological, neurodevelopmental stuff. I'm having a hard time dealing with this. I just,
Totally
just totally
understand.
fucked, totally fucked. And I've been on, because see what it is. This is what I think it is. I've always, like, all my life I felt bad. And I would go to my parents like, like I want to kill myself. And for some reason, I mean, having a good day and then all of a sudden it comes. So that feeling of doom, all that, I don't have deja vu, but I do have feeling that nothing is worth a shit. I want to be out of here. And it's always been there. And I've gone to doctor after doctor after doctor. And, I've been put on 11 different meds and they've ended up poisoning me. So I haven't been on them in a long time, just ayahuasca. And that seems to help for a few months.
Hold on,
And then
you're not taking pills?
No, not yet. Not yet, because this is all real new.
Oh, okay. How new?
Huh? This
How
is
new?
like, well, all my life new, but I didn't know it new because
Oh, okay.
I found out by getting another diagnosis. So I'm tracking everything.
Okay.
And I realized that my entire life it has been a mental screw. My entire life, because these make me very suicidal. And it's not like I'm having a great day. See, that's the mental screw thing. It's like, I am having a great day. I am in 12-step program. I'm thankful. I live in a wonderful place. You can see a beautiful home. I'm grateful as fuck. I'm fucking grateful. And I have approached this every single type of therapy, but I'd just be walking down, especially if I'm fatigued, walking down the street, beautiful day. And then it's like, God, nobody loves me. I want to die. And then it goes away and I feel kind of sick and
Been
tired.
there.
Yeah. And it's crazy. It's crazy. So all this, thinking I was crazy, okay, thinking that there's just something wrong with me, I just have to live with it, that it's these focals that are just coming. And so I'm just having a real hard time rectifying my life. I'm 53 and I've had these all my life. And I thought there was something really wrong with me, that, well, maybe it was autism, maybe it was this, maybe it was that. But now that I'm tracking these and I understand, man, I got a big ass lesion. And I don't know, I'm scared because I've had really horrible luck with pharmaceuticals before. Yeah, I don't know, don't know if I'm making sense, but that's where I am at. I'm a focal. It's mesial temporal lobe that the problems are at.
You're not having tonics?
Yeah, very, very myoclonic, just maybe once a month. I mean, just real quick. Okay. See, that's why I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I didn't know a lot too until I started doing this, and then come to find out I've been having focal seizures for over 10 years and didn't know what was going on. I just thought I was just blinking and ended up in another place or whatever the case. Yeah, I thought
is that my screw? In that, I mean, like, oh my God, I thought I was crazy. Oh my God, because I've worked really hard on my emotional health and I couldn't figure out why I have such a great life. And I'm really thankful that I would get these episodes. And yeah.
So is that so like what she is explaining, like those episodes that we have in that sense of like that doom, those tingly feelings that we get that leak over the back of our heads and down our bodies and behind our eyes, and those senses where we just hear the same noise over and over again and all day, and um and other things like that, and can't concentrate, or those times, those senses of doom when you just want to run off with no kind of sense of direction. You just kind of not even, I wouldn't even explain it as giving up, just gone,
Hmm?
just wanting to be gone in that sense of doom sense. So
Yeah.
all those, and I grew up having those feelings, and I never I still don't understand. I haven't told my neurologist about this or anything, but I'm trying to confirm this right now. That is this something that's a part of seizures and something I should be explaining to them, because I didn't know that, because I mean my family, sorry, I choked on a freaking almond. Um, my family, growing up, they were that type of family that didn't believe in the whole autism, ADHD stuff. And I kind of grew up around that mindset until I became an adult and got out in the world and really witnessed it. And so talking, and talking, getting on these pages and talking to people, it's kind of making me thinking I should explain to my neurologist or possibly go and getting those testing.
Yeah, I say you write down everything and you get notes and you go in there with all your notes and don't let them overtalk you because they will. Know your body. Let them know that this is what's going on and something needs to happen, and don't let them say, okay, we can do this. Suggest what you think might be right. Don't let them tell you whatever and just give you pills just because they will. Just
Yeah.
pills for it or change your dose or whatever the case. You
Well,
don't
yeah,
because
and I know
what taught me to advocate for yourself. Because for
yeah,
time I was just
and
accepting whatever they said.
yeah, and I know it's not going to be something that's going to be completely, I mean, no, the main part of it's going to be seizures. I'm not the type of person who wants to get on any of the other medication. I like to be on the least amount of medication as possible. And so I know that it's going to be needed to solve with either psychiatry or counseling or something like that. And so that's another reason why I'm glad I found this page and some other areas where I can express myself in that sense, because those are ways to have to that keeps me from going down those roads.
Well, that's
Well,
great. I mean, as long as you can keep yourself out of the rabbit hole, just maybe don't write off the doctors yet. If you can find a an actual professional physician who listens to you, takes an
Mhm.
interest in what you're feeling, not just physically, but mentally, then
Mhm.
maybe they can give you just a broader perspective of what the options are, because it really does feel like a hamster wheel once you get between the specialists and they just kind of, trade pills and get you on that treatment plan that doesn't seem like you're actually being treated. But if you
Mhm.
find the right one, they might bring up surgery. If your seizures are lessened or taken care of with one of those procedures, then maybe that will in turn help ease a lot of the, psychiatric issues too. It's
Okay.
pretty incredible sometimes when you find the right doctor, what they can do for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
What were you saying, Techno?
well, yeah. I mean, it's just you think you're crazy, and you don't know why, and it's been my brain burning itself out. See, that's the thing about these focals. I think that makes them quite insidious is because they are mistaken for psychiatric issues. And if you've had them for decades and decades, I mean, or like for 10 years, like Pookie had, um, then your brain's been burning out kind of secretly on the sly. Tonic clonics, myoclonus. A lot of times you can tell what's going on. But with these, it's like you just think you're crazy. I'm rewriting my entire life. I'm rewriting, what I thought was just kind of a hopeless, like, I obviously I've got emotional dysregulation that literally nothing, no type of approach. These are seizures.
I understand.
Never feel hopeless. Never feel hopeless. One step at a time. What were you saying, Pookie?
I was just saying, that when I told my doctor that, I've been going through these focals, because I found out they were actually focals once I joined Reddit and I figured out and started talking to so many people. And I learned that I've been having focals for 10 years. And when I went to see my neurologist, it was like 3 days before he retired. And he was really angry that I had been going through that and didn't point it out to him for 10 years. And I didn't know what I was going through to even explain it. I was ending up in different towns, like you said. I forgot your name. Thorn.
Mary.
What did you say your name was?
Josh?
Mary.
Josh.
Josh.
Mary and Josh.
Yeah, Josh. What you said earlier, like blips of like 20 seconds and you're somewhere else. I did that blip you're talking about, but it wasn't 20 seconds. Had to be hours. Because I've ended up in other towns and I've ended up in other houses that weren't mine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lucky to make it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it'll get I always thought of some sort of dissociative disorder or a PTSD disorder that, of course, a lot of us do have PTSD. But once that was treated and it just kept going on and on, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. So another thing that we do as a kind of tradition, you could say, in each meet is ask an icebreaker question of sorts. So for
hold on
today,
1 second. Sorry,
okay,
Kate.
go ahead. Yeah, you're good.
Another one of those blips you're talking about, Josh?
Yeah.
I had one. There's a couple funny ones I wanted to bring up. There was one where I was at the train station, and as the train was coming, I backed up off the platform, and when I came to, I was taking a selfie, and everybody was already on the train, and it was pulling off. That's one I don't mind you laughing at. Then there was another one where I was in my room, and then I was thinking I'm thirsty, and next thing I know, I'm in the kitchen holding a cup, pouring juice, and the juice is overflowing and stuff. Yeah, so those have been my focus, and I don't exactly know how long those last because when you end up in another room, it's hard to tell, or when you end up 17 miles away from where you were before, then you can't tell.
Those
Why?
are called absence seizures.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was real absent.
Yeah, the only goofy one I really had with the absence one was I was walking down the hallway, and I guess when I had it, I needed to go to the bathroom, but instead of going to the toilet, the trash can was on the other side, and so I went in the trash can.
Yeah,
That's understandable.
yeah, that's understandable.
It wasn't number one though.
Even easier.
Yeah.
It's easier to clean up.
This is why we
No,
get
it
arrested for
wasn't.
stupid shit.
It wasn't.
Okay.
We lost the trash can.
Oh well,
Worth the sacrifice.
Yeah.
they got trash cans for $2 and $3 at Target.
Yeah, but that one wasn't. It
Oh,
was a nice trash can.
oh yeah, I understand you there.
The details you can't help but
my wife
remember.
wasn't happy about it. I didn't really care. My wife wasn't happy though.
Oh, I understand why she wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
Another thing was, I forgot. How's your memory?
So it's a, I don't know if it's bad, but it's weird. So I have memories of parts of my life that are very, very distinct, but I would almost explain it like how chess pieces move on a chessboard.
I don't play chess and I never have. Please explain. You got to go deeper into that one.
Oh, okay. So different pieces on chess. So it's not like checkers, where checkers only move in a single direction. Different pieces on the chessboard move in different directions.
Okay.
And so you have a memory in my childhood that's really finite, but everything else is gone. And then it blips over to a different direction. That's another very, very distinct memory. Very, very super distinct that I can remember almost photographic. But everything else around that can be years and years is just gone. And so sometimes it's my short term's more like rapid forgetting, like in little more like hour or 2 hour blips. But the long term, I'll have like small times that I remember memories or like very distinct memories of like coming out into the post-ictal phase. I guess it would be more like PTSD memories than anything, or like traumatic childhood experiences that I remember. But
I remember my childhood. My short term is ridiculous. It's over with. I gave up on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you've got mesial temporal lobe damage, then it can put out what looks to be PTSD. That's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
So,
you can have PTSD on top of that. You can have PTSD. I mean it gets real confusing.
Outside of the epilepsy, I did have a pretty traumatic childhood. And so there's a lot of that memory that I remember from that. And some of that, like in terms of abuse and things like that, I don't know if any of that related to the seizures, like physical abuse and things like that. That I don't know if any of that related to the seizures or anything, or things that I've done on my own. So, or it could be both. So, yeah.
Well, it's easy to understand. We will never truly have all the answers, but rest assured, I go by the hypothesis that everything that happens truly makes us who we are, brings us to where we are today. And thank you for coming here.
Do you guys know exactly why you have epilepsy? I know why I have mine. I was run over by a car. And then eventually I had to start having seizures. So I don't have like mesial temporal lobe or right temporal lobe. I just have soft brain tissue on the right of my head. They call it encephalomalacia. It's just going to be there. They're not going to take it out to fix it. It's just there. It's good for the brain. It's a good part of the brain, they said. So they're not going to remove it, but it is soft and delicate. So when I get hit on the right side of my head, it could be a big deal.
Yeah, no, I've had a 3-day at-home EEG and a week-long stay-in EEG, and I've only had one MRI, and they haven't picked up anything on it yet, but I've been on probably about, I don't know, I'd say 4 or 5 different medications, and they haven't picked up anything yet, but I have another EEG, a 3-day at-home on October 10th, and then a neurology appointment on the 23rd. And then after that, I'm supposed to get another MRI, which I don't have a date on yet.
For me, it was hypoxia. You know, both the cerebral palsy I didn't know I had, and this nonstop vocals that I didn't know I had. It was a pre-birth injury that I didn't know. I didn't know until the neurologist looked at my MRI and told me that. So, yeah, a lot of surprises.
Definitely. It's the least of, health is not predictable. We can definitely all agree on that.
Yeah.
So on this one, yeah, go ahead, Josh.
I got a question for you. Is epilepsy related to Parkinson's?
Hey Siri. No, I'm just kidding. I mean,
I know, I
what's
should have just done that in the first place.
Yes. Only
It
that
is?
it's a neurological disorder that occurs in the brain. Um, and it's basically similar because it's, an irregular discharge of electricity. But
Okay.
epilepsy is definitely a different pattern in those discharges, which is exactly why an EEG can distinguish different types of epilepsy from Parkinson's or from even Alzheimer's. But Alzheimer's
Yeah.
shows up on MRIs more than in EEG. But
Yeah, the only
yeah,
reason I'm asking on that is because my mom found out she's probably going to be getting Parkinson's within the next couple of years. And then we have Alzheimer's that runs in the family, so I didn't know that if that was going to be something I needed to worry about in the near future.
well,
She
Maybe you
yeah,
can
doesn't
look at it as
she
something that
doesn't have
lowers your
epilepsy.
seizure threshold.
Yeah, she doesn't have
Oh,
Yeah.
epilepsy.
Um,
Oh, that's good. But
Yeah.
yes, you definitely have some things to be concerned about. Oh wow, my heart goes out to you. But yes,
Yeah.
the similarities, it's like I feel, once they told me, I think I was maybe 55, and they told me that my chances of early onset dementia were like 500 times higher than a normal, somebody that doesn't have epilepsy. And I'm like, I'm not interested in that. But then I started, I started having a lot, excuse me, a lot of myoclonic jerks that we just couldn't explain. It's like, okay, we're fixing these things that need to be fixed, but my body is still doing these weird myoclonic jerks. And one of the nurses a couple years ago, I just found out that she said that I had it's called a Parkinsonian gait, which is the way you walk. And she noticed it when I left, that the way I walked was almost like someone with Parkinson's. And I'm like, oh, you know, um, maybe that's just the arthritis in my hips, right? I don't know. I don't know. But I do wonder, knowing that I am more susceptible to dementia, does that make me even more susceptible to Parkinson's? I don't know. And especially like with you, Josh, you're talking the genetic factors that you may have for those. Yeah. I
every
wonder if you're
every everyone that takes medicine, especially um um AEDs,
Uh-huh.
will develop uh Alzheimer's or the other one. I don't remember.
Parkinson's.
Yes.
I had something about Parkinson's. It says while epilepsy does not directly cause Parkinson's disease, research suggests a potential link between the two conditions, with individuals having epilepsy at an increased risk of developing Parkinson's. Distinct conditions could be epilepsy and Parkinson's disease
See? I was
are
right.
separate neurological disorders. Epilepsy is characterized by recent seizures, while Parkinson's
seizure.
is a progressive neurodegenerative disease that affects movement due to dopamine deficiency in the brain.
See, I was right.
And
So
what
how
were you
do I
gonna say?
stop?
Yes, the drugs.
Dopamine?
It's the drugs.
So which ones are considered the AEDs?
Lamotrigine, levetiracetam, that goes by Keppra. Sodium
Well,
valproate.
piss and vinegar.
Yeah, right. Plenty of them. But yeah, it's anything that's an anti-seizure, anticonvulsant, and it's like, gee,
You couldn't find a way to help us without making it worse. I mean, seriously.
That's why I take drugs.
But
Drugs.
some of these
No.
articles are so suspicious about how they say that it unmasks, taking those AEDs over time can just unmask the subclinical Parkinson's. Like they really do try to reinforce it. Like you already have the
This is
Parkinson's. These drugs are
this
just
is
bringing it to life, essentially.
medicine. I'm
So
sorry,
some
Kate.
doctors try to push it like that too.
I know.
Oh, trust me, I'm getting to the dispensary next week.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
gonna get a ride out there.
this is medicine.
Buy me a
The pills I pick
cane.
up, this drugs. Yeah.
Hold on, go ahead, Josh. I'm sorry.
Oh, I said they better buy me a sweet frickin' cane if I get Parkinson's.
There you go. And knowing your family history is definitely a benefit. Because you want to, if anything, if you find one of those physicians that is an epileptologist, literally an expert of, with seizures, then it's even better to understand, have somebody well versed, have other patients that they're treating with, more of these ailments. So yeah, it's always good to have that information because you can use it.
Yeah, it kind of sucks down here in Texas because like there's such good doctors down here, but the healthcare system is junk.
I'm from Texas.
Oh yeah, what part?
Laredo.
Oh, I'm Houston.
We're close.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in Fredericksburg.
Oh,
So Twisted, any
Closer.
suggestions on the shit healthcare?
San
I mean,
Antonio.
is it really that different than the rest of the country?
San Antonio or Houston has the best healthcare.
Yeah, I mean, so unfortunately, like me and my wife right now, we make like just over the cusp to get the decent health care. So they want to charge us arm and a leg.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, because unfortunately I'm in sales. So they until the whole Trump stuff where they stopped taxing commissions, then because once they stop taxing the commissions, then it won't be reported. And then I won't be that'll get taken off the income.
Okay, so as of right now, it's getting credited towards your income, making it look like you make that much more.
Yeah, it was like when I got kicked off of disability for an overpayment because I was waiting tables and I was doing it part-time. I was only doing it like 3 days a week, like 4 hours each day. But I was making such good money in tips that they screwed me off.
Have stayed there. You should have stayed there.
Yeah, but I mean I'm making more money now.
Oh, okay.
But now that I'm on medical leave and I'm kind of in limbo about losing my license, which I travel for my job, so I might have to and I'm making payments on the car, so I might have to sell that one back and get a cheaper car, get a cash car.
Oh.
And then
Yeah,
just
assets are tricky.
Yeah, because we have a truck too. So we'll have that one, but we want a car to get better gas mileage. So I'll let my wife use that.
I don't drive, so
Yeah, I didn't drive for like 6 or 7 years, and then I got my license back like last year. And so I went and got that job, and I was like, freaking sweet. I got this awesome job. I'm making commissions. I'm doing all this. And then last week, all that crap happened, and they're like, oh, according to our company policy. I'm like, son of a bitch.
no.
So
Surprise,
we'll
surprise.
see. Yeah, we'll see if I can get some accommodations to do some inside sales, but it's a small company.
Okay, well, at least you definitely have some, plans
Yeah.
in the works, options. That's always good to have something to look forward to.
Yeah, it's always a fight.
There you go. So the icebreaker question for everybody today: if you could be the best in the world at one thing, what would it be? if I could be the best in the world at one thing, I think it would be understanding people, some kind of psychology thing. What about you, Pookie?
Psychology is cool and all. There's nothing like being the best at playing a piano. I would like to learn some kind of coding or whatever, like learn how to do solar and make solar and do stuff like that and be the best at stuff like that.
What about you, Josh?
I'm
I
gonna make a
I
car company, and it's gonna be named Grand Mile.
yeah. No, I love art, but I am a horrible artist. So if I could be the best at anything, I would love to be the best tattoo artist.
I would like to be I would like to be the best small business person because a lot of us cannot work full-time jobs. It's very tenuous. And so developing skills as a just a small business person that we can work on our own time.
Mm-hmm.
Got the
Yeah.
start a
I
car
want to be
company.
the best. Yeah, the best at growing my medicine and my food. That's
Oh,
all.
how great is that? Yeah, I wish I could grow food. I want to learn eventually. But Angel,
I want to be the best dad.
oh
Aw.
nice, that's a good one.
Aw.
And
Okay.
Twisted.
I'd like to be the best person ever.
The question was if you could be the best in the world at one thing. You think
That
being a person?
that's my final answer.
I think being a person is being the best person is a thing.
Okay, that works. We're not getting a different answer out of Twisted.
Yeah, I think I'd be the best electric car maker.
Okay,
Be like the
that
2026
would
Tonic
sell.
Clonic. The Maya Clonus comes out next year.
Definitely get better designs.
Instead of the
Self-driving.
instead of the Hyundai Accent, it'll be the Hyundai Absence.
Right.
Oh,
You know?
jeez. The 2026 Tonic Clonic. And I was just laughing. I'm like, oh, L1 and the SI joints sounds like a great band name, but that's an
Exactly.
injection I have to get in my back.
Man, I'd totally buy a Maya Clonus.
Yeah. Lincoln MKZZZZZZ.
Endless possibilities.
I gotta go, guys.
You'll
All
come
right,
back later. We'll be.
we'll be here when you get back.
For Insomniacs.
Hopefully.
You know it.
I will also be back. I'll also be back, guys. Thank
We'll
you.
be here.
See you then. Love the hat.
So I got something here, you guys. It says how long to give a drug before you know whether side effects will fade. It says I'm super early on this journey with my 18-year-old son. He has been having myoclonic jerks mostly in the morning for about 2 years now and had a car accident this summer due to them previously. He had left like they were too sporadic, quick to affect his driving. He has never had a tonic-clonic so far. He and I had talked to his doctor several times about it and never really got anywhere besides get more sleep and take some vitamins. I thought they were more of a tic and had no idea they may be epilepsy related. Finally got a referral to a neuro, and he was pretty certain of a likely diagnosis. So we're now working with to confirm whether it is or isn't JME, juvenile myoclonic epilepsy. He has had an MRI in a week and a sleep-deprived EEG in 2 weeks. In this meantime, neuro put him on 500 milligrams of Keppra. This is day 4, and it is left my son feeling pretty miserable, angry, bad headaches, trouble sleeping, achy, and in quote off. It has limited his myoclonic jerks by a lot. I have to call into his doc, but I'm wondering, as I know finding the right med can be quite a journey. Is there any wisdom you guys can share about how long to give a medication that to get the best to navigate your whole journey? I
How long
didn't
did you say?
pay
2
attention
weeks?
for ages, so I wouldn't know.
She pointed out that he was only taking it for 4 days, and she just wanted some insight.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's Keppra. It's frickin' Keppra. But
Yeah.
I mean, she's
Yeah.
got to tough it out a little while longer on that to see how things go. Because I mean, once the Kep rage wears off, if it does, then if it's working out for him, then it's working for him. But if it doesn't, then they need to reevaluate what's going on. I mean, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
You just gotta fight the battle. I mean, epilepsy is my arch nemesis, but man, Kepra's a dick.
Well, you
No
can't
kidding.
forget too, it does affect people differently. So for me, it's a
Yeah.
month. After I was titrated to the final, the gold dose, I
Mhm.
did feel less changes after a month. But for some
Yeah.
people, that can take 3 months. A patient that's 18 years old can definitely take longer or have some, quick switch side effect type situations where you're still growing. That
Yeah.
boy is
Yeah.
not done developing, and even
Yeah.
at this age,
What was
A
the
because
dosage
you're on
mind
the
again?
Keppra for a
isn't
year.
fully developed till 25. So
That's what they tell you, but I I don't think it's still way late. I don't think it's way later.
Yeah. What was the dosage he was at?
And they didn't give the dose, just that he had been
Oh,
taking
okay.
Keppra for 4 days,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
because I
that's
was on
early.
1500. Um, and then that stuff it was causing crazy mood swings like she was explaining. But then it was just making me like just sick. That's all that stuff was doing. So that was miserable. The lamotrigine and the zonisamide is treating me pretty good right now. Some days are better than others, but the only thing that sucks is like sometimes it's hard to eat because it makes a lot of food just taste like junk. Like a lot of things I used to like, especially when it comes to like meats and breads, it just tastes like sand.
Yeah. What about you, Angel?
Mhm.
Did that zonisamide or this medication titration situation ring any bells for you? Like, how long did it take you to feel like you adjusted? What advice basically would you have for an 18-year-old and a mom?
for Capra, oh wow,
Yeah, I
that's a
mean,
whole
for just the
virgo.
beginning of the journey and at all.
Capra wasn't even my verse either. But it takes a bit. It takes the titration period takes a bit. You have to adjust to the one of the main things that every epilepsy drug causes is a drowsiness. You have to adjust to how strong it is, and then just like the mind games. For me at 18, oh, that would
Yeah,
have been
that's a tough one.
that would have
Just to be able
been
to stay on something consistently is
yeah.
half
Yeah,
of the
that too.
challenge.
I was 20 and that was tough, but 18, you're coming into your adulthood. You're getting out of high school. You're going into college. That's a tough one. I mean, at that point as a parent, it's like even with the mood swings and stuff, you just got to be supportive.
I'm a guy. I was on Kepra you could swore I was the one on PMS.
Oh my gosh, right? When you mentioned titration, I wonder if that dose was properly titrated for that 18-year-old to have a reaction like that in 4 days. That doesn't sound like a proper titration. I wonder if this doctor just threw them onto the therapeutic dose without, yep, because that's very common when that happens. Like when a primary says, well, let's just put you on Keppra, and this is the therapeutic dose. And they don't realize that titration is very important, but
That's a good point because sometimes the doctors are go all gung ho in there and then they don't take account body weight, age, all those things like that.
right, or the titration. It
Yep.
does take a while for our brains to accommodate those drugs. They're very dangerous. But that's what that sounds like. It's too soon for that level, that intensity, and it just sounds like it's I don't want to say overdose, but improperly titrated, maybe. But it's also used as a diagnostic because if it's not working, that's one thing. And that's where you want to let the doctor know. It's like, we're having these unwanted side effects. So is there something else that we can take right now, So it's that communication with our doctor is very, very important. But yeah, it kind of sounds like an improper titration. Dang, that sucks. I'm thinking about my life when I was 18.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gotta be scary to have noticeable changes 4
I
days
just
into
got
it.
off the
That
Vimpat,
sounds
and
like, yeah.
that
What did the
that was
Vimpat do to you?
titrating off the Vimpat too fast will make you, like, it will send you into that. Oh, it gave you that Keppra type feeling, like, oh no, 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 no.
Right.
It's like
Yeah, that's
you need to
Something is
slow it
that.
wrong.
down.
Oh my gosh. That was like day 2, but he dropped me by 100. He did a 25% drop. And I'm like, okay, that's appropriate clinically, but no, I can't do that. Let's slow it down. And he's like, no, let's see what happens. Oh, now he knows not to do that, and it's like, yeah, let's not do this anymore. But yeah, the coming off, I don't know if I'll ever be able to come off of Vimpat. That heart arrhythmia, yeah, I was like, I don't even have, I didn't even know what I needed to get myself back to baseline other than to just take my Vimpat, and that's what I did. I literally said, I am no longer taking Xcopri. This is what happened. Here's this. Showed him the chart, for my heart rate. I will be returning back to the original dosage of Vimpat. You can call me if you like. And he called me the next morning. And he's like, wait, I'm the doctor. I said, yeah, I know. But been here, done this, ain't doing it right now.
And
Because I
you are
knew
the
I had,
patient.
yeah. And I'm like, I had to have surgery. You can't put me in a position where I need to see a cardiologist over a heart rhythm issue because of a AED. We can do this after my surgery. And that was the only reason I said, okay, wait, let's not do this. But that was that reaction that I had to the Vimpat was the same. It was like, like Keppra on steroids and my heart rhythm. It sucked. And I think Mark had the same thing happen. But yeah, how do we get off these drugs? Yeah.
Yeah, with mine, I've been waiting forever for the insomnia to fall back. It's not happening. It said wait for it. It said the question was, how do you wait? How long do you give a drug before you know whether the side effects will fade? Insomnia is not fading. It's just getting worse. I'm staying
Yeah.
up longer and longer.
It's different with everybody.
Yeah, lamotrigine, it causes insomnia, and I didn't notice for a while. Sometimes I just be playing video games for so long and just never notice the time is flying by. But eventually, when I wasn't playing video games, I noticed how not tired I am when I'm just laying down, trying to go to sleep, laying down for hours, eyes closed, but not sleep.
Overthinking.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It gets kind of frustrating when you're laying there and you're just laying there and you can't go to sleep, and time's flying by and I just can't fall asleep. It sucks.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad that last time I got out of the hospital, that hospital doctor gave me that Topamax. I mean, it still takes a while to go to sleep, but I mean, at least it happens.
So you take Tomax along with what you're taking?
So I don't usually, but this last time out of the hospital, because he saw I wasn't sleeping and stuff, he's like, hey, go ahead. He's like, I'm going to write you one script for this. He's like, take it after you leave to help you go to sleep. And because I was having all these other issues from the seizures and stuff too. And I mean, it's still, it takes a minute to fall asleep, but once you lay down and you're lay down, you close your eyes, turn the TV off and do that, it'll happen. I was actually quite surprised.
Do they use that medication resistance term with you?
Yeah, like I've done, it takes quite a bit of Valium to knock me out, which I'm surprised because Topamax is a low dose of Valium, or it's kind of like a low dose of Valium, but it's a different medication. They had me on Zoloft too. I know that doesn't help you sleep, but they had me on another sleeping medication. I forgot what the heck that one's called. I have it somewhere in there. It's expired. I'm not really a big fan of taking medications in general, but yeah, I definitely recommend mentioning Topamax and see what the doctor says about it.
I'm not a fan of pills, so it's like anything to do with anything other than epilepsy, I can deal with.
Yeah.
It's like I have a little pain in my hip from previous surgeries. I just deal with it because I don't want to take any pills. And if it ain't that bad, I don't want to have to take a pill just because, or to dull the pain or whatever the case for a little bit.
We've been taking pills since we were little, Pookie.
Yeah, no more pills.
Well, they said you're down in the Bay Area too, so you got some other medication. Yeah, I used to live in Lake Tahoe.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they have some alternative medicines here. But I do have these comments here, and one here says, day 4, give it 2 weeks. Another one says, the question I want to answer it is, after 10 plus years of being medicated on a variety of medications, how do we even tell when we have side effects? What is normal? Right, totally with you. I've been using lamotrigine for decades without serious side effects. I've had to adjust the dose up and down occasionally. I need to go up a dose. I'm on zonisamide. I got told by a pharmacist 5 to 7 weeks. I found that to be true for the brain fog a bit. The weirder side effect of the metallic taste took 2 weeks to fade. Wow.
I know exactly what he's going through.
This won't be the most popular comment, but I really think that to be on the safer side, your son shouldn't drive. Your post reads like, in quote, hey, don't worry. I'm really good at knocking back liquor and getting home safely. Check out my hand. I'm completely steady and I can walk a straight line without a problem. for his and the public safety, epileptics should not get their license. How do you feel about driving?
So for me, I'm kind of both ways about it. I'm actually going through some internal conflict about it. I do think they should be able to have their license, but I do think they need to be conscious and responsible about it. So, like what I'm going through, I didn't have seizures for a couple of years, and I had conversations with my doctor about getting my license back. And we made the decision together that it was okay to do that. And which it was a lot of conversations because a couple years prior, I had totaled my car into a tree. But over a couple of years, they let me get my license back. But this past week, I've had a couple of seizures. Even though I didn't have them in a car, I'm still taking the time to seriously debate, and will have a conversation with my neurologist whether it's a good idea for me to still drive, or do I need to surrender my license, or does she need to take my license? Because I don't want to hurt myself or anybody else.
I don't want to hurt anyone else. Couldn't live with myself if I'd done anything like that to kill someone with a car. That's literally a 2-ton weapon. So yeah, I'm not gonna drive, and told myself just not gonna drive again. I told her the car hit the center divide.
Yeah, I got in the median, and then there was a tree there, and I hit it, and it took out the whole passenger side. And luckily, there was sheriff coming that way, and he saw it all happen.
Luckily, we're still here.
Yes.
Talk about it.
What was the other part of the question? He was talking about the lamotrigine, and he was having issues with that. With when can you tell the either the
when to tell
personality
when the side effects will fade.
Uh-huh.
You never know when the side effects will fade. I've been waiting forever.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard. It's even hard to tell in a sense, because it's hard to tell when your emotions change and kind of finalize after coming off of that kind of titrating level. You know what I mean? Because you have a part where you begin before you start taking it, and then you have a part where you end after you're titrating when you start taking the medications. And then you have that roller coaster in between. And so it's kind of hard where you were at that beginning and that end, and then the seizures in between.
I know what you mean. It's a rough life we live. But I do have another question. It's a seizure question. My 20-year-old son has 4 seizures in the last year. One of them was while driving, and he had a minor accident. The doctors just keep upping the dose of Keppra to the point where he's taking 2,000 milligrams twice a day. He had a brain MRI that was clean and an EKG that showed no abnormal brain waves anymore. That he had when he was in high school. The doctor looked at my wife and I, and told us the medicine was working. I looked at her like, "Are you kidding? We've been here 4 times this year. The latest episode was last night at work. The ER doctor suggested a cardiologist, and it could be related to sudden drops in blood pressure and irregular heartbeat. This is the first we've went down that road. He mentioned it can produce seizure-like symptoms and fainting spells. Has anyone else found something like this to be true? Has anyone else had any thought it was a seizure turnout or something else? My son is really upset, and we're just trying to find real answers. Thank you." 4,000 milligrams of Keppra a day. I can see why you could see many problems with that. Just to start off, jump into 4,000 milligrams a day.
For someone that young, that's quite a bit.
Say that again?
I said for someone that young, that's quite a bit.
Angel says 2,000 is amateur. What were you on? 3,000, Angel? You were on the max dose?
I was on 4,000 milligrams a day
Oh,
with
okay.
500 milligrams of lamotrigine.
Okay, yeah.
They
When
wanted me on 6,000 4 weeks after the pregnancy. They wanted me on 3,000 in the morning and 3,000 twice a day.
I mean, at that point, I feel like they're just trying to sell stuff.
They don't know the side effects. They just know what the research says about it. So, don't ask, don't tell.
I don't know personally what goes into like what they were saying about the cardiology and the fainting spells causing seizure-like symptoms, but like you said with the Keppra, that's a lot to just rock out on that kid. with with that with the doctor, if she doesn't feel comfortable with that, get a new one.
I'm going to go through some of these comments. One says, look into POTS. A friend of mine has POTS, and he's had the same heart problems, but only one spell of a seizure-like episode. After doing my own research, that's what I believe my problem, and I'm trying to get tested for it. Hope this helps a little. The fact that they have him on 2,000 of Keppra twice a day is nuts. Watch rage. Another comment says POTS and cardio-related issues can cause convulsive syncope that can look a lot like seizures. If that comes back negative, they may look into functional non-epileptic seizures, but make sure he's definitely not epilepsy before they diagnose.
Another thing that they mentioned too,
First seizure at 31. So I just had my first one a few days ago. Then tonight I got symptoms, but another never came. Now I can't sleep in fear that I will have another one again. I just need some help or experiences. When you have, what is it called? An aura, it doesn't mean one is always coming, but an aura is actually a seizure. So you got to watch out for that. An aura is the seizure, not a warning. I used to think the aura was a precursor, but come to find out, it's not. It's actually a seizure itself. So watch out for that. You got a long ride ahead of you. I've been had this since I was 16, so that's 20 years, and I was 16. So I feel for people who get it later in life, because then they get their license taken, and then some people, they get their independence taken and they got to move back home with their family. So that's really rough. I lost it at 16, and then my mother just took care of me since then. So when I turned certain ages, I just didn't. I was just like, my mom is helping me out. Advice for this, you guys? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 33 and I'm still having seizures, man. It's tough. I mean, every day's a struggle, but I mean, it's we all gotta get through it, and we're all here in this together. And it's hard when your life gets uprooted, but that's why we're human. We're able to adapt, and we're strong and resilient, and we're able to adapt to a plethora of different situations. And that's what we need to try and do, whether we need to work as a pack or work as a warrior, like that gentleman just mentioned.
How long ago were you diagnosed?
Me?
Yeah.
Shortly after I turned 20.
Oh, okay. So
13 years.
We have to be together with this, show them all this. All of us are going through this, and not just one.
And that's something I'm still just learning how to do. And some days I forget how to do it. And but like I said, we're only human.
Yeah. How's your eating? Do you like, because my diet, I forget to eat a lot. So
Yeah, I do that. I actually kind of screwed up this morning. I didn't forget to eat. I just did it late. I took my meds first and then I started power cleaning the house because I didn't have anything to do today. And then everything started feeling like I was walking on a boat on the ocean. And so I was like, oh crap. And so I ran to the fridge and grabbed made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and grabbed some fruit and snacked on that.
Wish I had a banana right now. I like bananas.
You
But
know what I found out? Bananas aren't good for people who take epilepsy medication.
are not or are?
Are not.
Oh, I gotta
It's
look that
it's
up.
not it's not all medications, but for sometimes and especially in the post-ictal phase, it makes it to where they don't absorb the medications correctly.
Is it
Okay.
AEDs or benzos, do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah,
It
that's
says
definitely
bananas are generally safe for individuals with epilepsy when consumed in moderation, as they contain potassium but are unlikely to trigger seizures. Bananas are rich in potassium, an essential mineral that helps regulate electrical activity in the brain. While potassium is important for overall health, its direct impact on seizure activity is not fully understood. Some studies suggest that both low and high potassium levels could potentially influence seizure risk.
Yeah, that's not the article I read.
Well, it sounds like
Yeah.
maybe the organic is the way to go on bananas, because if they're, if you're eating a banana with acetaminophen or something, then that can contribute to a medication's potency
Okay,
due
that makes
to
sense.
like the
Yeah, because
oxidation and
yeah,
potassium
I was in
though.
this super bad post-ictal phase, and I was like, I gotta figure out a way to get over this. And so I was doing a bunch of research, trying to look up foods to eat and stuff like that.
Yeah, sometimes I eat 2 bananas a day. They ran out of bananas, unfortunately.
I'm a strawberries and blackberries guy.
Oh,
I have a
nice.
post-ictal solution, but I don't want it on YouTube. That's what I use for all kinds of nerve pain and that post-ictal. Yeah, where it's like you just need to get it to reset because my head doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
But then
See,
a little bit of that.
I only use psilocybin every couple of months, almost for just like a mental clarity reset.
I don't trip. I just microdose.
Yeah.
And I'll just take a little bit more if I need it.
How you
Hi,
doing?
Toasty.
I am doing all right.
Nice. It's good to hear. The great Kate with the icebreaker.
Here we go. If you could be the best in the world at one thing, what would it be?
Do I go with the obvious or
Never.
not? Never go with the obvious. Okay.
Obvious for you might not be the obvious choice that we were expecting, so follow your intuition.
I would like, oh, I still have to think. Because I want to be something I'm already find enjoyable.
Whatever comes to mind, Toaster. No
Okay, the
answer
first
can be
thing that comes
wrong.
with my mind is the damn obvious. I would want to be better at writing.
Best in the world? Absolutely. That's Toaster right there.
What do you write?
Just random shit. It's how I process my world, if that makes any sense.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you had something where we can read your writing.
If you can filter the flares on Epilepsy Universe for the Brainstorm Chronicles, you will be entertained for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out.
They are awesome.
Yeah, I'll have my wife check it out too.
Oh yeah, you'll enjoy it. Those are bedtime stories. Those are family stories. It's fun.
It's a wide variety of stories.
Cool. Awesome.
It's whatever comes to my mind.
Like I said, I had that really bad cluster last weekend, and I was going through a really bad doom phase, and but when I came out of that seizure, I could, in my body, I could feel like if my wife hadn't found me, I wouldn't be here. Like, you know, that feeling when you have those really, really bad seizures, you can feel it in your brain, those things. And so, and I was going through the depression and all that stuff. And I was like, I really need to find a way to express myself to where people can understand in a way. And I was like, I know my friends and my family, they try. They try to do the best they can. I was like, but I need to find a better outlet for these kinds of things. And so I went and kind of put myself out there and did that. Yeah, glad to be here.
But
Those clusters
um,
suck.
Yeah.
so
And
Toast,
I had a real long one. Yeah.
when was your last one?
My last cluster?
Your last seizure?
Who, me?
I can't
Talking to
remember.
Angel.
I'm going to say May because I can't remember.
Oh,
But
nice.
I think it broke.
Yeah, I haven't broke my streak yet. It'll be a couple months. It's been 2 months, so I'm working on getting to 5. I've pretty much got mine's down from 20 years, Josh. I've gotten it down from 12 to 15. I mean, 15 to 12 to slowly on to where now I'm at a comfortable position with lamotrigine. I'm having 3 to 5, and this year I've only had 3. I'm doing pretty good. I haven't had that many this year. I'm trying to stick to under 3 to 5, so I'm on a good track right now to do that.
That's great. I got a question for you though on the lamotrigine. So I know you got those luscious locks right there, but have you had any issues with hair thinning?
No. Somebody did say something about that, but someone also said that it helps with hair. So I didn't understand that. I read about it, about something about hair loss, and then I read something someone else said it made their hair grow. So
I mean, there's spots like where, like I used to have really thick hair, and I'm not going bald, but you can see where it's getting thinner. But I also wear hats all the time, so I'm kind of screwing myself right there.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not having any thinning.
Mhm.
I'm glad I'm not, because I think once that starts, I might just have to take the locks off, because my father, he started balding from right here first, and then it just spread. So I don't want to get that. I really don't want to go through that phase, but if it has to happen, it has to happen, and that would really suck. I imagine
Yeah.
the rest of my life with them, but if it has to happen, then it's just what has to happen. But Toaster? Oh no, Josh, go ahead. You finish what you're saying before Toaster?
I already forgot.
All right.
I just wanted to jump in with Dr. Google. Dr. Google says that hair loss is a rare side effect for lamotrigine, occurring then in less than 1% of patients. And they get that information from American Journal of Therapeutics. Okay, sorry. And that it's normally more common, or this side effect is more common in women than men.
And
Not
to
that it
add to
doesn't
that,
occur in men.
I blamed it. I blamed any hair thinning for me. Felt like it was definitely worse, like, along with all the side effects when I was taking 2 and 3 pills. You know, the kind of cocktail of medications definitely, I felt like it had me with more side effects, because as I titrated down and went off one by one, now here we are, like 6 months later on that journey. I do feel better.
Mhm.
So it's hard to narrow down which one to blame, but it's easy to say altogether was worse than this, fraction of Kepra.
Yeah. Toaster, you came in right after a good question. Since it's short, I can bring you up to speed before I start on the comments. It was my first seizure at 31. So I just had my first seizure a few days ago. Then tonight I got symptoms, but another never came. Now I can't sleep and the fear will happen again. Any help or experiences? Yeah, I just said that sometimes it doesn't come, but that feeling of that it might come is what an aura is, I believe. So, and that might be the impending doom feeling because you fear that it'll happen again. I say get some rest, but I say don't be afraid of it because it might come. Just be prepared and prepare yourself for a seizure to come. Because for a long time, I didn't know I was having focals. I just thought, I don't know, I just thought you just blink out and maybe it was a thing. Come to find out it isn't.
But it presents differently in so many different type of people. Or so many people. There we go.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say it, sir, but you are gonna have bad memory. So be ready for that. It messes with your memory. And if you have been watching this, it messes with your hair and all kinds of things. So just get ready.
But you've come to the right place.
Yeah, get ready. If you're watching this,
use your AI on your phone. It will help you tremendously.
Yeah.
That's a coping to help track things and stuff like that.
Great personal assistant.
Come on here and join us.
Or use the Chat GPT Pro.
Oh, my mom uses Chat GPT. She uses it to oh, never mind. It's dumb. Okay, you know what? To make pictures of her
Come on
dogs
here
and
and
different
join us.
art
Some of us
art styles.
Yeah.
are
No,
30 years in experience of seizures.
Yeah, it's great because you can just set it to the audio, and then you can have it. You can just talk to it and have it set all your like appointments, all that stuff. So it reminds you. What I have it do is I have it remind me the day before and the morning of, and that really helps me. And then I have it remind me on my medications now.
That's a great way. So it's like on your calendar? It sets it directly into your calendar?
So it does it on the calendar, but it also gives you a voice reminder like an alarm.
Oh.
So I don't know how it works on the other ones like Alexa, because I have a Galaxy, so I use Gemini. But I also have Chat GPT Pro because I use that for work because it's $20 a month and it's like paying for an $80 an hour personal assistant. So yeah, it's a simple way to make the bad memory a lot easier to deal with.
Yeah, it does feel like these reminders kind of keep a regular schedule, but I know that feeling like I'm dependent on anything is not ideal, but whatever works. This is how I get things done, by taking notes of everything at this point.
Josh, do you smoke or drink?
So unfortunately I'm in Texas, so smoking, luckily I got some pretty good friends. So because the legal part of it is that whole THC or whatever, every letter in the alphabet, THC, A, B, C, D, E,
It's
F,
the
G.
Delta 9 loophole.
Well, yeah, the Delta 9's not really there too much. So now it's like THCPAF, and all those. But I have a buddy who grows up here, but it's not the greatest stuff because the humidity and stuff we have out here, but it works. I used to drink. I was a big whiskey guy, but then with seizures, I had to put it down.
Understand.
Oh, I said it became to the point every time I would have a drink the morning after, I would have cluster seizures.
Okay, yeah, I stopped cold turkey. I haven't drank since Easter. Once I started this, I dropped a few things. It's like, I'm gonna try to be an example, see if it works. It pretty much worked. I stopped smoking nicotine, so I use papers now instead of cigars. And I don't know if that's helped, but I heard that nicotine lowers your seizure threshold and alcohol, so I haven't did it. And I'm trying to see if still I'm gonna get the 3 to 5 a year without drinking alcohol and nicotine. So far we're at 3 a year, so yeah. Hoping for no more than 3
The nicotine,
for the year.
the nicotine's the one I'm having trouble with. I did quit it for a year. It didn't do much, but I picked it up again, just because I got tired of using the other pens and stuff, and then a whole lot of work and all that, and I was driving, and I just picked it up one day. I was all stressed out, and I was like, I need a damn vape. And but yeah, vaping, quitting tobacco sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really
Hey,
have
AJ.
weed these days. Weed these days, and that's all. No nicotine, just weed. And I've been vaping lately instead of smoking flower. So so there's that. But hey AJ, how you doing? Missed you.
Hi.
How's it going?
All right.
You
I'm
been
pretty
all right since
tired.
last time I seen you?
Yeah, kinda.
Have you had any
Well,
seizures
we're
since the
happy
last
to
time I
have you
seen
back.
you?
Maybe I don't remember.
I like the
Well,
don't
we
remember
are
part.
thrilled to have you back. And the icebreaker, as you're used to, if you could be the best best in the world at one thing, what would it be?
I don't think I want to be the best at something because that means I'm not able to learn new things about that stuff. So no, I don't want to be the best. I want to be able to learn every single day.
So always be on the journey to get better at that one thing.
Yes.
What would that one thing be though?
Oh, that's a hard one. Maybe being a better person.
Okay, now we love you even more. Welcome back.
Yeah, we had the one more comment for the seizure at 31. One says, my first was at 25 just a year ago. I haven't had another, but I also experienced auras. My brother has epilepsy, so I suspect I do as well. Just haven't caught it on an EEG. I can't give you advice, but I can sympathize with you. It's scary that we don't know what's going on to happen to our bodies or when. The anxiety is so normal. I wish there was more we could do. I was diagnosed at 11. What I would do is take deep breaths, take notes of your symptoms, and see what causes your seizures and auras. That's what helped me. It sounds like good advice.
Yeah. Anxiety is the tough one. That's the tough one for me. It's getting over, it's not really like the anxiety in the depression sense. It's more like the anxiety, like the like freaking out over the most insignificant things that just don't matter. Like if a door is closed in front of you, or things, and it just causes you anxiety when you're coming in your post-ictal phase, or just the simplest weird things that just causes you this unsurmountable anxiety. And it's such a weird process to go through.
I do have something else. Does anybody have cramping limbs or anything? I'll go through this and then you can think about that. Says toe cramping prior to seizure. I was just released from the hospital 3 nights ago due to my first ever seizure at 60 years old. I live alone, and last Sunday I had my first, but just a few minutes prior to my seizure, my left toes cramped closed so hard I couldn't pull them apart. Then Monday morning, I was walking through a parking lot and toe cramping started again. I could barely walk, but I didn't have an immediate seizure. However, about 30 minutes later, I did. I passed out with one in my car in the parking lot, but I woke up in an ambulance. After triage in the ER, I had another one in the front door. Oh, I had another one in front of a doctor. I heard him tell the nurse he saw me have a tonic-clonic seizure. I was admitted and had an aura. Number one, brain CT. Number two, brain MRI. I get lost reading these lines. Number three, EEG. Number four, lumbar probe and tons of blood work. After 3 nights, I was released and prescribed Keppra. I know I've read about NEG side effects and scheduled to follow-up appointment with an outside neurologist. I have been in intermittent fasting for 6 weeks before the incident. 1 meal every 22 hours, occasionally 48 to 72. Tests have showed aside from a tiny bit of low potassium and sodium phosphate, both which they supplement. They don't think my electrolytes were out of whack enough to cause seizures. I guess my main question and curiosity is, has anybody else ever experienced any major cramping prior to a seizure? It almost felt for the first time like I could feel a bolt of electricity shoot from my cramped toes throughout my body. It was really weird. Has anyone experienced any toe cramping or cramping prior to a seizure? Me, no.
Not
On some occasions, my hands will actually clench, just clench, I guess. Is that cramp? Yeah.
I would assume so. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Mr. Thorne.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's just like, does that count?
I think so. It sounds like it.
Then yes. That's happened to me before, but mostly the cramping happens afterwards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it sounded like they were describing the toes before, and I was leaning towards like the myoclonic type cramping. But if theirs is lasting, the intermittent fasting you can't ignore.
Yeah.
I know they said that the doctors don't blame electrolyte imbalance for that, but you know yourself best. Intermittent fasting for 6 weeks, your body is changing. That's not enough time to say that this is just a new way of life. So, you know, take everything into account, take notes, and you'll get to know your own body best. Don't always just write it off because the doctors do. What do
Yeah.
you think, Angel?
I thought Josh had something.
Oh yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
I was gonna say if it's, I mean, I'd keep an eye on it, and if it's something that happens repeatedly, I'd bring it up to your neuro, of course. But if it's something that happens repeatedly, that can be something I don't know if I'd call it an aura, or anything like that, but a good way, because I get me myself, all my cramping comes after my seizures in the postictal phase, and I do like a little bit of self PT, like muscle massaging and stuff like that. And I have rollers and all that stuff to help get over that. It helps the walking, the stepping, especially in the calf and hamstring area. So maybe trying to do some self PT to stay away from that cramping, either pre or post seizure.
AJ, have you ever had any issues like this, cramping of extremities or any part of you around seizures?
Yes, that's how my first seizure occurred. My whole left leg. muscle got stuck, and it was so severe that my blood pressure increased and my blood bursted on. It
Oh,
was
wow.
pretty rough. I was not aware that I was about to have a seizure. I got up, unblocked my muscle, and eventually, after maybe 50 meters, I ended up having 2 seizures.
Wow,
But I
so
was
you
fine. I
actually
mean,
moved with that.
yeah, I was making jokes that I will make pictures with a helicopter ambulance, but I did not.
Not yet.
Eventually I end up capturing in a photo when I was in the ambulance, when the ambulance arrived. Yeah,
Okay.
it was funny.
Did that end up becoming a consistent symptom, or was that a one-time thing, just that first time?
It was my first and only, I believe. They also did my blood work and discovered that my calcium level were almost 0. But after that, when I had multiple seizure or I was having a status, they eventually discovered that I was actually dehydrated, but I'm drinking almost 1 gallon of water a day, maybe more. So it was not possible to have dehydration or diabetes.
Were you taking any, of course not seizure meds, but any other medication before that that might have drained your salt? Because seizure meds can't be the only ones, right?
Not actually. The seizure itself can be. You are sweating and you're eliminating a lot of electrolyte through sweat. So yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't get around to taking a sip of something in the 2 or 3 hours it takes to get to the hospital and get that whole intake process, then you could appear dehydrated after a seizure. I could see that happening
Yeah,
too.
usually after a seizure, I usually, if someone is not near me, I end up drinking in like 10 seconds, half of gallon of water. So I'm pretty idiot when it comes to drinking water.
Never shamed
I don't know how
for
to swallow
those urges.
and end up puking on people around me or teachers.
Well, we have those urges.
But
It's
I'm
just
all right.
really annoying when they give you pills first and then you do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to read one comment from that post because there's only one here, and it's someone we know. It said, I have had cramping in my toes and fingers, lower leg muscles for like a day-ish before some of my seizures. My first was in 2006. I had dozens, and this doesn't happen every time. The reasons behind it are probably different, but I would say it has to do with low intake of food or drink. Side note, Kepper really screws with my head. If it won't affect you medically, I'd recommend to switch to another, or if it does affect you medically, I recommend switch to another. Along with my epilepsy, I have other health issues such as chronic pancreatitis, and my gallbladder was removed back in 2022. No, I'm not a drinker, but before anyone brings that up. So sometimes I get quite dehydrated from not being able to eat or keep fluids down from those issues. This means it's tough to keep my meds down, and cramping and sometimes followed by a seizure just seems too much to be a coincidence to me. We all have different bodies or different medications, and I am in no way a doctor. So don't take this as a medical advice. I'm just sharing my personal experiences with you. If you do have any more questions to ask me, please don't hold back. We are all going through the same struggles, my friend. Can you guys guess who that was by what it said? Someone whom we know. You guys aren't gonna guess this one.
I definitely am not.
It's James, you guys.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was
But
a
I-
really good comment. Great advice.
But I do have another one here. Go ahead, Ann.
Yeah, sorry. We kind of clarified that I have those myoclonic seizures after general anesthesia because 3 out of 3 times I had exactly the same response. So, and I've had in the past, I've tried to explain it to my doctors. It's like it's just my right side, and I can feel like it'll start either in my hip or my toe or somewhere, even just my face. And before I know it, my entire right side is going clonic. Like it's myoclonic. And see Angel is off for dinner. I'm right behind him. But I've had that happen before having a seizure. But we did discover that, it was the same kind of thing happened after surgery. So I'm like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. But yeah, it could be a myoclonic, I don't want
Trigger.
to say aura. Yeah, trigger or a seizure. Yeah.
I mean, when you're coming off of the anesthesia, is it safe to say it's could be kind of a withdrawal symptom or side effect? That kind of
Yeah.
thing? Because so myoclonics aren't common for you any other time.
No, they are. They are.
Oh, okay, okay.
And they've gone back and forth, is it your spine? Is it this? Is it that? Is it your shoulder? Um, and now it's like, okay, we fixed the shoulder. Let's see what happens. I'm still having these myoclonic jerks that could potentially damage the repair that we just did. So it's like, I'm popping benzos like crazy. And now they want to put me back on pain management. And I'm like, yeah, no.
Let's
I'd
get to the
rather not.
cause this time.
Right. It's gonna go away, but let's talk about what we discovered that day. It's definitely they're definitely myoclonic seizures. So, and the neurologist watched it go bilateral. And that's what made him determine it's like, oh yeah, this looks like exactly what they said it was, because it started to go over to my left side. But it would like start as a little twitch. And before I know it, my entire right side is like going tonic and just my right side. And I'm still aware and I can still talk. I absolutely hate those. But yeah, I don't know if that's what they're talking about. But yeah, but I got to take off for a little while. Go and grab some dinner. I'll see you guys later. It was great to see you, Josh. Yes,
Yeah, great to
Josh.
meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Hope to see you again. I'll be back
Yeah.
later, guys. All right.
All
All
right,
right.
we'll see you then. So this next one is about, I think it's about medication. Let's see what you guys think. I don't know what this increase is supposed to do to my epilepsy, but it's been 3 months and I feel exactly the same. I constantly feel tired, not hungry. Someone has to force me to eat, and I'm still having a lot of seizures, but I think they are small ones and they're only happening at night. My brain is messed up so bad I lost my ability to tell when I'm going to have a seizure. I can tell sometimes, just not every time. Now I see why people don't want to be my friend because I'm a constant mess because of my epilepsy. What I get out of this one is when they change your treatment plan by saying, let's double the dose, you get 2, 3, a month or two into it, and this one says they've been 3 months into it, and you expect things to get better, but they don't. And that's the journey of discovering which medications work for you, which ones don't. And the combination, that can go on for a really long time, and it does feel frustrating. But once again, I mean, we just have to offer encouragement and reminding them that this is not your only option. You have more options, and don't lose hope. Basically, is what I'm getting out of this one. What would you tell them, Josh?
So for them, it for how she's feeling with the medications and stuff, that's pretty normal across the board with all of them. I will say with the eating and stuff, one thing I got some advice from somebody on another thread. When he had trouble eating, he actually made smoothies for himself because like texture of food and stuff was an issue. So he didn't use any dairy, but he blended up fruits and ice and stuff and made smoothies. And then he got like Ensures and or another type of like a protein shake or something, and then found a way to get his fiber. And that's how he got his food down, to do that way. And until his body kind of got used to it. And it's a good way to help get out of the post-ictal phase too. It helps me a lot, at least. And if you don't feel like you're having any progress and you're still having the same issues with medication, I mean, you always got to bring that stuff up to your neurologist. That's always that's a conversation. I mean, y'all are working together as well, as much as you're trying to work with us and talk with us. It's all conversation, and epilepsy's a battle. And if you feel like something's not working, I mean, tell them. And if they don't do anything to help you, then broaden your horizons.
There you go. Toaster? You put your hand down. You had something to say?
Yeah, I put my hand down and forgot to unmute myself. This person sounds like they're at the beginning of their journey. And I like what you said, how there's always another thing to try. And while it is scary, the hope that this might be the right medication is strong enough that you should try the new medication. And if that one doesn't work, tell your doctor. And when they say, no, let's just increase it, say, no, the side effects is what I'm talking about. And then I lost my train of thought. But
as do
we
all.
understand.
I was gonna say that seems to be a general consensus about with all of us.
Yeah, it happens so much. We'll be in the middle of a or in the middle of our sentence. Oh, squirrel.
I know. I forget about the sentence I'm about to say to somebody when we're talking. Like as they're talking to me, I'm like, all right, this is going to be my response. And then it's gone.
Yeah, it's exactly it. But it makes great conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
For
forget
people
what
who
I'm
don't feel
talking about as
interrupted.
I'm talking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Someone
Yeah, it
else
ends up
told me
being a
that was
different
insane.
conversation.
It was like, how do you forget what you're talking about when you're talking about it? And I was like, there's not an explanation I can give you that you might find acceptable or take it as an understanding. It might
Like
take
I didn't turn it into a PowerPoint presentation.
right.
You don't need to. There's a song just for us. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. What do? We swim. Where are we going?
Yeah. And then she has those moments where everything comes back to her. Those are the hilarious moments. Comes back to me when I don't need the information.
Yeah, like 4 hours later, you're like, oh crap, that's what I was gonna tell him.
Yeah. Jason, how you doing?
Hey, Jason.
How you been?
Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you too. So I'm good to see you too. So like, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Just right now, like I just completed the first half of like deep cleaning, and I'm getting all my essentials for like car camping and stuff. So
All right, do what you gotta do. The question for today is, if you could be the best in the world at one thing, what would it be?
this is easy. This is easy for me. I would completely say like I would say like completely in making and just writing songs and doing music completely all in one, and then like and then like performing in concerts like outside of the country, like if they allow it to happen.
No matter what, if you're the best in the world, I bet it could happen. And AJ's suggestion was that our song, they always thought our song was "Shake It Up."
I like Ride the
But
Lightning by Metallica.
that is true, though. Music consistently does bring back random memories
Hmm.
that I didn't even know I forgot. Some of the
Yeah,
comments,
that's
though,
where a
on
lot of my
the
vivid memories come from.
no, when you're listening to music,
Yeah, especially when it comes to childhood memories.
is it music that you would have listened to at that time, though, or is it newer stuff that there's no way you heard that back in
I
those years?
To be honest with you, I don't even listen to new music. I mostly just listen to music from my childhood. I probably capped off at listening to music probably about 2015, 2016.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the best part of discovering the weekend, is that a lot of memories have come back that, like I said, I didn't even know I forgot. And
Hmm.
for newer music to be able to even inspire that or something, then it's got to be reaching like the right part of the brain. So I appreciate that. Some of the comments on that last post, how they had to increase the medication. It's been 3 months and it's just not getting better. Somebody saying, if people didn't want to be my friend, I'd wave them goodbye on that, because this is something a POS friend would do. I'm 29 and have been through all that and can reflect on that kind of think nowadays. Anyway, if you feel weird on the increase, say something to the doctor. Try to change your mentality about your epilepsy. I don't let the epilepsy control me, I control it. It doesn't get a say in anything, and this is coming from a woman who can't drive, doesn't know when any seizure will happen. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps and fight this epilepsy fight. There you go. Encourage it to be a warrior all the way.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like especially with the friends thing, like if friends, like those aren't friends. And like back when I was younger and stuff too, before I had my seizures and stuff, I used to be a pretty like, I mean, I still am, but with the people I know, but I used to be a pretty popular, well-liked guy. And then when I started having my epilepsy and people witnessed that stuff, the majority of them disappeared. And that hurt me a lot in the beginning. But then after time, and I kind of started to more or less accept what was going on in my life, you realize that those people you don't want to be around, and those people aren't for you. And then you realize who good people are in your life and who good people are that you meet. And then that's where you build really good relationships and build people that are going to be in your life the rest of your life.
Show their true colors. Another comment on that one is, yeah, just saying more of the encouraging things. Somebody actually commented on that one saying, I feel bad for you. And the OP wrote back, don't. That's not the goal here. That's not what I want. It's literally just sharing experience, and that's more encouraging in itself, for them to be able to reply to somebody else saying, don't feel bad for me. That's not the goal in any sense. It's really just what the first comment said, of don't let it control you. It doesn't, epilepsy, these seizures, the uncertainty doesn't make a difference in who you are. Medication or not, even though that can feel difficult, you don't have to give into it or let it control you at all. So that's an encouraging message there.
I mean, I try not to feel sorry for anybody, because everybody's got bootstraps.
Please take your medication as prescribed or whatever works for you. We're not doctors.